Hey, low riders, it's me, Lois, and I'm here to write a letter, or speak a letter, or say a letter, or whatsoever a letter to DJ Richie Skye. Dear DJ Richie Skye, my name is Lois X. Brundage Vance, and my YouTube site is Reality Insights. And I am very disappointed in you at this juncture because of the pretend support that you have been giving Melody Cherie Holt over the last 4 or so years, 3-4 years, and for you to turn on her and decide to pull a video because Martell Holt called you and said he was frustrated because you don't know his side of the story. First of all, let me say everything in this video is my opinion. It's my commentary. It's coming out of the mouth of Lois X. Brundage Vance. Excuse me. Some things may be alleged and some things are actual facts. So this is for whoever chooses to listen to it and whoever would like to take the advice or just say, fuck the advice or whatever your feelings are. I'm doing this for me. Okay? So, DJ Richie Skye, do you really think that Martell Holt wanted to express his frustration, or did he just want you to take the video down because it literally and actually and factually showed the truth? Because let's be real clear, court documents are dated and time-stamped, and these documents are from 2024. They're not from last year. They're not from the year before. They're not from 300 years ago. They are from 2024. Okay, and so what? He may have his children with him right now, possibly because they haven't gotten to the case yet. But in my mind and opinion, you have made a decision based on peer pressure, male pressure, Carlos King pressure, and any other type of pressure that I can think is the reason that you folded on Melody Cherie Holt. You and DJ Skye, you and Kempire were my two that I can firmly say and believe stood by Melody and was able to call out the shenanigans of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Carlos King, Martell Holt, and anybody else that was involved in spreading rumors about Melody just because Martell was not comfortable in his own skin after he made a bed that he didn't want to lie in. I just need to process it because I have supported you, and I just want to know if you support me. I'm a black woman. Been abused twice in my life. Well, actually, once, technically. The other end of the abuse was when I was a young child, 5 years old. I saw my dad choke my mother to death. Yes, this has been talked about 335 times. But as a 5-year-old, I saw my dad choke my mother to death. And what happened was, because we were black, the consensus from the police department was, oh, it's just another nigger killing another nigger. Why should we get involved? Okay. The only reason I stayed sane is because of my grandmother. My grandmother was the force that continued to keep us sane. Some of us may have had some grudges against our grandmother, and her name was Carrie Brown. I was born in New York City, May 13th, 1959, 29 Jefferson Street, Manhattan, New York. Okay? My grandmother decided that she wanted to try and instill some values in us. And she ensured that my aunts and uncles and all our cousins and all of us knew one another, and we always had family dinners, so forth and so on. It was like a barrier was wrapped around us. My mother had 5 children, me, Lois X. Brundage Vance, my brother Brian Joseph Brundage, who passed away on March 19, 2015, who I started the nonprofit for, the Brian Joseph Brundage Number 44 Educational Fund Incorporated. My sister Barbara Brundage, who lives in Brooklyn, New York right now, who at this juncture is not talking to me because, again, abuse in the family. And then my sister Erlana Brundage, we called her Angie. She passed away 2 years before my brother Brian passed away. And they said it was natural causes. We think it was more, but that's a story for another day. And then my baby brother Eugene, who lives in Pennsylvania right now, he decided he doesn't want to be in New York. There has been abuse up and through my family. We literally talked about it. But when it was talked about, the final word or the final gavel was Carrie Brown, my grandmother. You either going to do A, B, or C. Or like she said, you're going to shit or get off the pot. Unfortunately, my mama didn't listen to my grandmother. And my grandmother said that she knew that she would not see her daughter again when my mother told her, Earl, my father, is going to kill me. He said he's going to kill me. And when they dropped off the J train on Suffolk Boulevard and Jamaica Avenue, they didn't see her again after that. Carrying all of her children, all of us. I'm the oldest. 5 babies on the train to get back home to Brooklyn to a man that was abusive. You know? You took a stance. You literally took a stance, DJ Richie Skye, when you said you wanted to analyze everything in regards to what Martell was speaking of. Everything Martell is speaking of and then some is actually playing out on national TV for everyone to see. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that this man is abusive. Period. And I do not believe that any courts are going to put anything in documents that were not true. If they appointed attorneys for the children, there is a reason that they appointed attorneys for the children. And I know from experience because my child got in trouble when he was 16 years old. And in order for him to be safe, he had to have his own attorney. That way, he wouldn't be compelled to say things to me, his mother, just because I wanted him to say them. His only responsibility was to talk to his attorney, and that attorney's responsibility was to protect my son and prevent me from causing chaos and havoc in the court because I didn't understand the full circumstances of what was actually going on. Okay? But you decide, even after you read the documents, and then you listen to this bullshit tale from Martell Holt that you were going to take a video down because you needed to analyze. What the fuck is there to analyze? Abuse is fucking abuse. And you either on one side or the other. And that's it. There's no in between. There's no motherfucking gray area. Like Melody said, ain't no motherfucking gray areas here. DJ Richie Skye. You either are for abuse or against abuse. Period. Okay. And did you reach out to Melody Cherie after this conversation with Martell Holt and get her thoughts and ideas and processes about what you're doing and why you're doing it? Because you've been caping so long for Melody, you're buying her products, you're doing a whole commercial, showing us using her skincare and stuff, and you riding for her, and now all of a sudden, behind closed doors, you decide that you're not riding for her, I'm going to need you to explain that to me, DJ Richie Skye, because my heart is broken at this juncture. I don't know if I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? When a woman can't trust you, she's no longer going to support you. And I'm listening to content creators say, yes, that's your video. You had the right to take it down, all that other hokey doke. But here's my thought process on that. You could have took that motherfucking video down and not said nothing to anybody and just let us make up our own motherfucking stories in our own motherfucking heads. You did not have to tell us that Martell Holt was involved in you taking that damn video down. That shows us and shows me where you stand. Now, at 17 years old, I was in an abusive relationship, also in New York City, okay? This man used to beat my ass every day, every fucking day. And at one point, my grandmother sat me down and she told me, you do not have to take this bullshit. The same thing she told my mama. You have people in your family that will protect you. But my ass being so scared, and he threatened me so much that I literally felt that he could kill me. He could harm me. He attempted to on so many occasions. His brothers have walked in on him abusing me handcuffed to the bed, him beating the shit out of me. And they, of course, they threatened him and bloop bloppity blam. But once we were alone again, it would start again. Because that's how the motherfuckers work. Okay, you caught me this time. You won't catch me a motherfucking again. You know what I'm saying? For you to do a full 360 on your support for Melody Cherie Rogers and decide that you have to analyze what Martell Holt is saying when the court documents are clear, concise, dated, time-stamped, and signed by the clerk of the court. What is it that you fucking need to analyze? What do you need to analyze, DJ Richie Skye? I am super duper fucking disappointed in you. And I really hope you watch this video in its entirety, so that you can know my full level of disgust and disappointment I am feeling in you right now. You have perpetrated a fraud to all of us, having us think that you support Melody Cherie Rogers when you're now saying, I have to analyze. What the fuck do you have to analyze? If that was your mama, your daughter, your sister, what would you need to analyze? The disgust is beyond disgust. Okay? I made a commitment as a content creator. Let me just be clear again. I just started January 1st, 2024, being a YouTube content creator. I tried being a content creator on other social media platforms, but I didn't know what the flip and dip I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing now. But the one thing I do know is there's somebody that's willing to listen to what I'm saying. And that's why I'm here. And that's the difference between YouTube and other platforms. But I made a commitment that I was going to support Black men and Black women because I am Black. Number one, first and foremost. I'm going to support my brothers and sisters. Through process of elimination, the people I will not support are the ones that do not support the causes that are important to us. And domestic violence and just violence, period, and violence against Black women are important to me. And you taking a stand to analyze a video based on some malarkey that some guy named Martell Holt said because you really don't understand, you didn't get my point of view, or you didn't listen to my reasoning, or whatever flip and dip he's trying to say.
Jake's words.
Excuse me, guys. I don't know why that video came on. It just befuddles me at this time, DJ Richie Skye. You have actually shown that you are, what's the word? A Benedict Arnold. Okay. A Benedict Arnold. You either need to pick a side or not be here at all, because we can see that you are not biased. And in this point, in this fact, in this situation, this matter, you should be biased. Anything that has anything to do with abuse of a woman, a black woman, a child, a black child, especially black and brown people, people of color, you should be at your highest level of alert, and you should be calling it out. And I get that this is entertainment purposes and alleged and all this other nonsense that we be saying on YouTube. But some of these topics we be talking about are actual and factual. And you need to take a stand and make a stand. Just like you do when we fucking vote, we make and take a stand. That's what you need to do here. Now, all I'm saying, because I can't read my notes. I got 10,000 notes here, but I know I didn't go through all of those notes, but it's not important that I didn't go through those notes. The important fact is that I really truly felt that you were riding for Melody Cherie Rogers, and now that I see that you're literally riding for Carlos King. Because if you took that video down because Martell Holt called you, that means that Carlos King somewhere has a nickel in that motherfucking quarter, and because of your friendship, you decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, although you've seen with your own eyes that Martell Holt is a loose cannon. I just want to know, how would you sleep at night if, based on you, me, and everybody else, decide not to speak on this topic, and we just turned a fucking blind eye and something happened to Melody Cherie Rogers, Miss Van, Marcus, or the 4-piece chicken nuggets? I know they're the 4-piece nuggets, but I like to call them the 4-piece chicken nuggets, okay? What would you do? How would you feel? I'm just, at this point, just literally disgusted, and I need you to address it properly. That bullshit speech you gave don't mean shit to me, because Martell Holt has been lying since lying was invented. Okay? And we know that. We see that play out. What you see with your own eyes, no one can dispute. But you're going to allow him to get on there and probably sound like a sorry lost puppy and get you to change the way you think and the way you present your content and you speaking the truth. I don't even know what to say. I'm just, at this juncture, I want to be done with you, but you know what? I'm not going to be done with you. I just need you to make that shit right. That's all I got to say. You need to make that shit right. You need to come up with something that makes some sense to me. You got to make it make sense like everybody else be saying, because this is catastrophe right now. This is fucking catastrophe. You have literally supported this woman for years, and then all of a sudden you said, I'm just going to not get involved. I'm going to take the back seat, and I'm just going to fucking let it play out. Well, if you're going to let it play out, then you need to step all the way out the motherfucking game. You don't even belong here. And I'm going to say that. And I'm a new content creator, but I can say that. You don't belong here. If you can't take a stand and you can't do what is right and what benefits our fellow man and our fellow black people, you don't belong here. And I'm going to go ahead and need you to take a bus on up to Pluto. Okay? Lowriders, that's all I got to say about this content right now, because I'm a little upset. And DJ Richie Skye has really disappointed me. He has hurt my heart. And I'm sure he hurt Melody's heart. When you think somebody's riding for you and they're not. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe this video. And hey, how about we continue the conversation in the comments? You guys can ask me whatever you want to. You guys can say whatever you want. I'm going to respond, because that's my job, to stay engaged with you guys. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm still trying to reach that 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead. If you haven't subscribed to me, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. You guys, I love you. Peace.